Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Buck Beak, and AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough happened a couple of hours ago. At this point, it'll probably be I don't know when you guys will get this. I'll try to get this out as soon as I can. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about every single thing that happened on Spring Breakthrough Dynamite, and because there were more than just these four matches happening on Dynamite. Like Tommaso Ciampa faced, I forgot who he faced. Will Ospreay went up against Hechicero, and by the way, I have kind of started coming around on the booking decision of John Moxley beating Will Ospreay only because the bigger goal is to get the world title on Will Ospreay, and if that seems like that's going to be the case, and that very much seems like that is going to be the case, overall it will be worth it because Will Ospreay is going after a title that he's never held before. So, an All In coming up in August is going to be in London. So, anyway, I'm coming around to that idea of him beating Will Ospreay cleanly. But anyway, that FTR decision, that's still the worst booking decision of Dynasty, absolutely. So anyway, let's start off with. Did I say that the interview was a match? My bad, but that's an interview. But anyway, that was a thing that was a segment that was advertised before the show. But anyway, let's start. So after Dynasty, MJF said, I'm going dark on social media. I'm turning social medias off. And honestly, can you blame him? Because social media is nothing but a cesspit pool of toxicity. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. So I very much cannot blame him for wanting to cut social media off. So MJF comes to the arena in this nice ass SUV type vehicle, and apparently in storyline, since he cut off social media, MJF doesn't know that he's got to defend the world title in Darby Allin's hometown of Seattle, Washington. But I mean, he knows that. But for storyline purposes, he acts like he doesn't know that. And he gets out, and that's when Don Callis tells him that, hey, Andrade, he said, I'm sorry about the whole Darby Allin situation, or the whole Andrade situation. And he said, sorry for Andrade for what? Because he acts like he didn't watch the match, because MJF had a business arrangement with Don Callis to try to take out Darby Allin from getting a world title shot, but Andrade lost that match to Darby Allin, and that's why we're here now with the world title match. And, Don Callis is like, what do you mean? Did you not watch the match? And he's like, no, I was preparing for a world title match against Kenny Omega, so of course I didn't watch. And he tells him Andrade lost, and he's like, well, Don Callis, it's not your fault. You're good, but you still owe me one, but it is Andrade's fault. So Renee Paquette is out there to inform MJF, hey, you got to defend your world title against Darby Allin. And that's when MJF, he loses his shit. He's like, what? He's like, when? He's like, like, I can't believe this shit that I'm hearing, that I got to defend the world title tonight against Darby Allin. So he's like, when? And Renee is like, right now. So originally, or I guess it was to set up the segment to gain more sympathy toward Darby Allin. So Darby Allin said, I want the world title match to kick off the show. And I was like, okay, that's odd. But, okay, Darby Allin gets out there first, but then MJF is like, he comes out there screaming, no, 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 no. He's like, turn the goddamn music off and turn it off right now. I couldn't believe that GD was able to slip out without it being blocked, But it is what it is. Hey, that's why we enjoy. MJF might not be everyone's favorite, but like, come on, he's entertaining. I gotta give him that. He's enjoyable to watch. He's very entertaining, even though he is a major dickhead. And so MJF was like, no, don't ring the bell. This match ain't fucking happening. It's not gonna happen tonight. And Tony Khan, he tells Brian Danielson over the intercom, or not over the intercom, but over his headset on commentary that Tony Khan says that because MJF before that he's bitching about not being prepared for the world title match that's been advertised for a couple of days at this point. So he says to tell Brian Danielson that I agree with MJF that he shouldn't have to have the world title match yet because he's not prepared, but I'm going to give you until tonight's main event to prepare. So all that did was they just moved the world title match to the very last match of the night. So the world title match still happened, but it was a very quick main event. We will get to it. So I guess we'll talk about the TNT Championship match real quick. So Kevin Knight has his first title defense against Claudio, and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight beats Claudio and retains. So it was a pretty good match. It was pretty good, in my opinion. Not much to talk about. I mean, it's not like there wasn't much to talk about, but there was stuff that happened in the match. But I'm trying to make this a shorter video. And I don't know. Did y'all like hearing me bitch and rant on that Dynasty video? Because I ended up getting over 100 views on that one the last time I looked, which I'm surprised on that one. But anyway, so yeah, Kevin Knight, he beats Claudio and retains the TNT Championship. Here's an idea of what they might do for the TNT Championship. I forgot to mention this, but I'm going to mention it now. During the Casino Gauntlet match, so Daniel Garcia had Speedball Mike Bailey in a submission move. That's Kevin Knight's tag team partner, Mike Bailey. So Kevin Knight, what he decides to do to break up that submission move in the Casino Gauntlet at Dynasty, he does a move off the top turnbuckle and he breaks up the submission move, and Kevin Knight pins Daniel Garcia to win the TNT Championship. And there was a look by Speedball Mike Bailey that he didn't like that Kevin Knight quote unquote stole the victory from him. So I could see there being a situation. I thought I heard something. Anyway, so there could be a situation where perhaps Speedball Mike Bailey might get an opportunity at the TNT Championship against Kevin Knight, which could be interesting. It could be. I know that wasn't their original intention for the TNT Championship, but it's what they got to work with now. I could see Kevin Knight. Why not? Why not? Kevin Knight, I could see him turn heel. Maybe not right now, but after Kevin Knight loses the championship, fuck it. Turn him heel and have him join the Hurt Syndicate with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Because the Hurt Syndicate not too long ago said they were looking for new members for the Hurt Syndicate, so that could be an interesting direction they go in with for Kevin Knight eventually. Pretty good match. Yeah, we'll talk about the Jericho interview with Renee Paquette. So the interview basically came down to Jericho and Ricochet are going to pretty much continue their feud. Yeah. And Ricochet, he used the Lion Salt twice to beat Jericho at Dynasty, and Ricochet, he's pretty much going to be, he's trying to call the Lion Salt the Rico Salt or whatever, and Jericho's looking or whatever, he has this weird ass look on his face, and Ricochet, that man, I gotta tell you, I didn't know Ricochet was a fucking comedian, and I'll tell you why. Ricochet claims that this is going to be the best run of Chris Jericho's career ever. So, Ricochet, you're a fucking comedian now, huh? Okay, sure thing. It's not like the 2008 Chris Jericho rivalry with Shawn Michaels didn't exist. But whatever, you can live in delusional land, Ricochet. Good God. Ricochet is fucking full of himself. He's a great professional wrestler. It's too bad he has a shitty real life online personality. Yeah, because I think he told some woman that, "Oh, I'm glad you have MS." And there's been other shit. I mean, that's the first thing that I saw that, I don't know, it hasn't been that long since he, I don't know, some woman, I don't know what this woman said, but yeah, he said, I'm glad you got MS." Like, really? That's a fucking dick thing to say to somebody that has MS. Like, anyway, so that interview pretty much is going to ignite and continue that rivalry. So maybe Jericho gets a win back against Ricochet. I would assume maybe whenever they decide to continue that feud. So now we have the TBS Championship match between Willow Nightingale defending against Camille, and this match was fine. It was fine, and Willow Nightingale, she retained with a backslide baseball pin to retain. And I thought that maybe there was a slight chance that Camille was going to maybe win because she was working on that injured left shoulder of Willow Nightingale. And I thought maybe that would have been too much for Willow Nightingale to overcome, but it wasn't. And perhaps maybe they'll just end up putting the title on Camille after all, but they might save it for a later date because they obviously didn't do it for tonight. And yeah, then FTR came out there and they were being like massive dicks. Total fucking pricks, right? So, yeah, I think, both of them, FTR, they claimed that both Adam Copeland and Christian Cage are out of the tag team title scene. Are y'all sure about that? Yeah, I don't know about that, FTR. Yeah, y'all beat them, sure, in what was the worst booking decision of that night. That night at Dynasty, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage should have won the tag titles in Canada, but what the fuck do I know? What does a wrestling fan that isn't coked up on cocaine know? But whatever, it is what it is. Now, it's time for the main event. So, we have Darby Allin comes out there first, then followed by MJF. Justin Roberts does the announcements, and this match was a pretty quick match. And the reason for that is after Audrey Edwards, the referee, it might be Aubrey Edwards, but anyway, female referee, she's holding up the world title, and after that, the world title goes to the timekeeper area and all that, and she walks up to MJF and is making sure that he doesn't have that Dynamite diamond ring, and he hands it over to Aubrey, and she goes to hide it or take it away, and when she does that, when her back is turned, MJF low blows Darby Allin, and then when she turns her attention back to the ring, she's looking like, oh, she did, what happened to Darby Allin or whatever, and he's holding his, down there, his manhood, and then she then already took the world title, and for whatever reason, she decides to turn her attention away from the ring again. I can't exactly remember why, but Darby Allin takes that opportunity. Oh, I know what it is. After she sees that Darby Allin is in pain, she goes to get the doctor's attention or whatever, and that's why her attention is away from the ring. So Darby Allin takes that opportunity to deliver a low blow to MJF back, and that's when he decides to apply the Scorpion Death Drop on MJF, Sting's finisher, and that's when he climbs up on all four of the top turnbuckles and delivers 4 coffin drops plus a headlock turnover. What the hell is that move called? But anyway, the match had already started when he delivered a low blow behind the referee's back the first time, MJF, and then her attention is away from the match. That's when Darby Allin delivers his own low blow and applies and uses the Scorpion Death Drop, the same finisher that Sting he delivers it on MJF. He climbs one turnbuckle, one coffin drop, then goes to another coffin drop, and then another coffin drop, and another coffin drop for 4 total coffin drops, and he applies the hit over overlock or whatever the fuck that move is called. MJF did that same maneuver to Darby Allin 2 different times to beat him, and that is enough for Darby Allin to pin MJF 1, 2, 3. Darby Allin is the new AEW World Champion, and pretty much a selective number of wrestlers come out there along with the Icon. Sting comes out there to celebrate Darby Allin's win. Now, before making this video, I heard many people bitching. Not many people, but I've seen some people bitching and complaining. I've seen 2 people complaining, oh, David Arquette's title win back in the day isn't so bad compared to this. Like, shut up with that narrative. Like, David Arquette is a fucking actor. Like, come on. Y'all act like Darby Allin winning the world title is going to automatically kill AEW. David Arquette winning their world title was literally one of the reasons that WCW died. It wasn't the only reason, but it was one of the reasons. Unlike David Arquette, Darby Allin is an actual wrestler. So calm the fuck down on that narrative. Darby Allin he's not going to hold the world title for very long at all. MJF is going to get the world title back. It's alright. Like, they only did it because they were in Darby Allin's hometown, and they wanted to give him kind of like a Mankind moment when Mankind won the WWE title against The Rock back in the late 90s. And the thing is, Mankind didn't hold the title all that long. So, yeah, Darby Allin is probably going to get about a month-long title reign before he ends up losing it back to MJF. So, I mean, it's a way to swerve and to mix up the creative, to mix up the main event scene for a short time. Sometimes you need that, You can't always go the predictable route all the time. It's fine to switch it up and be experimental with it every once in a while. And Darby Allin, he has busted his ass for AEW. He's been there since probably day one, both him and MJF. And MJF, as much as he is a dickhead, he's a professional. MJF he's a professional, and he agreed to do that. He agreed to lose to Darby Allin with a Scorpion Death Drop and 4 coffin drops, and then that overhead move to get pinned. I forget the name of it, but he agreed with it, and he done it. It's not long term. It's just to mix up the main event scene. And there was no way, I know originally Darby Allin was going to be the one to beat Jon Moxley for the world title. That was going to be the original plan, and obviously that didn't happen. But they're like, coming off a Dynasty, we are going to be in Darby Allin's hometown, so why not do it now? Darby Allin is not going to be the world champion past Double or Nothing. So y'all don't have anything to worry about. And think about it, Double or Nothing, you know where it's taking place? Queens, New York. And who in AEW, New York is the hometown of MJF. Look at that. So MJF is inevitably going to get his rematch at Double or Nothing, and he's going to win the world title back. He's going to get the world title back again in his hometown before Will Ospreay wins the world title for the first time ever in his hometown at All In. So, there you go. Congratulations to Darby Allin. And I thought they were going to have a full-on, a fledged, pure wrestling match, and they had kind of pretty much a squash, but the way it was done, I thought was done very cleverly, right? Because MJF resorted to cheating first, but Darby Allin took advantage and cheated only after MJF delivered the first blow. So, and Darby Allin took advantage of that, delivered a Scorpion Death drop and 4 coffin drops, and then that head overlock, whatever move that I forgot the name of it, and I know I looked up the fucking name of the move. Anyway, congratulations to Darby Allin. And yeah, they've already kind of told us what the main event of Double or Nothing is going to be without already saying it. It's going to be Darby Allin and MJF again for the world title in MJF's backyard, except MJF is going to win the world title back again and be a 3-time AEW world champion. So it's going to be fine. Just don't freak out. Let Darby Allin have his moment. Let him have his time in the spotlight as the world champion, because he might not win it again. Maybe not. I don't know. But there was no way Tony Khan wasn't going to have him ever win the world title, and they got it over with. And I could see Darby Allin maybe having one successful title defense before he ultimately loses it against MJF. We gotta see. We got a little over a month left to go before Double or Nothing, so I could see him having at least one successful title defense for sure. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I don't usually talk about AEW outside of the pay-per-views all that much, but I figured this was worth talking about. And if you did see the show, let me know what did you think of it, and if there was anything else that I didn't talk about, definitely feel free to let me know. Yeah, you know what? One thing I did want to talk about, Tekla, she actually came out there through the stands, through the crowd, and Alex Windsor came out there, and so yeah, Tekla is now going to be defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Alex Windsor tomorrow night on Collision. Weird. I thought they would have maybe saved that match for Double or Nothing, but that world title match is happening on Collision. I don't see Alex Windsor winning. Like I said, y'all already know who I think Tekla is eventually going to lose that women's championship to, and she's not even back yet. I could see Mercedes Moné. I could see her being a 2-time winner of the women's Owen Hart tournament, because she won it last year. That's probably when she's going to come back around, right before the start of the Owen tournament. That's probably when she'll be back, because I know they will probably have like a wild card entrant, and Mercedes Moné will probably be that wild card entrant. So there you go. That's all I got to say. So yeah, I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support and for stopping by. And I am Buck Beak, and I'm going to go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.